Here we go. I believe we are live, ladies and gentlemen. If you can hear me right now, if you're out there, let me know. Hit something in the chat. Say hello. What's good? It's a kind of sleepy Wednesday for markets. We have very little going on in the macro, but we have a lot coming up next week. In the headlines right now, basically just looking at more oil tensions, probably continued oil tensions. Let's be real at this point, guys. How long do you think this is going to last? If any of this is resolved this year, I will be shocked. I think that this is going to be another, like a decades-long engagement again in Iran, and I think oil prices are going to appreciate. We have seen that happen here in July along with some other assets, and I don't think that the light at the end of the tunnel is really anywhere in sight yet. What's up, man? What's up, 𝐂𝐐𝐚𝐫𝐭 𝐬𝐧 over on YouTube? What's up, man? Have a great stream. Thank you for stopping in. What's up, Matt Grimes? 15 days will matter. What's good in 15 days, Matt? What's up, Randy? Loud and clear. Good to hear you. Good to see you. Let me wave to these people over on TikTok. No one said anything yet. Say hello. Who's here? David B, man. What's good? Pickle. Happy to see you. We got to catch up, Pickle. We got some stuff to talk about. 100 oil will be the norm. I agree. I agree with that. I think we're going to see an all-time high in oil. I mean, at the beginning of the year, I said this year. I guess I'm still there. I think it's still this year. Man, but oil can be just like gold and silver were for decades. We can keep oil down under, whatever, just by cranking up production and kind of hiding the problem, kicking that can down the road. But that can has been kicked too far at this point, I think, too. Wow, this screen will not stop shaking. Kicked too far to see it really return to pre-25 levels. I don't think that that's coming anytime soon, at least for an extended period. Hola, Tom Powell, what's up, man? Clarity Bill. Dude, why is the screen shaking? Stop shaking. Don't do that. It shakes the little camera I have when it shakes. Oil disruptions, SCMI, Bitcoin. Make it great again. We'll make it great again right here. You and I together. Electric cars back in play. It's crazy to me that electric cars aren't the norm here in 2026. We were promised flying cars. Where's my flying cars? We should be on the streets rioting. We need flying cars right now. Electric, yeah, that's a good step, but we need them flying. I'm sick of driving. I'm sick of traffic. Let's get them flying. Realistically, like oil at 68 here is weird. Definitely just feels weird and it's odd. If you look back, we like to say, pre-pandemic oil prices, I don't know, go back even farther than that. And you look at oil and it is one of the only things that just has not kept up with inflation. It is a huge driver of inflation, but it's something that has been very clearly in the US, suppressed in price, pushed down for decades. It makes no sense. Oil should not be getting cheaper over time. I know we want that to be true, but that doesn't make sense. It's never made sense. The only reason that would happen is manipulation of the supply, global collaboration. I think that's obviously what we've seen and probably going to happen more with the Union of BRICS here. What else have we got? Just geopolitical tensions. I'm not going to jump into politics. It's not our jam, but yeah, in Iran to get rid of nuclear weapons and capacity, and now I guess promising Saudi Arabia nuclear capacity. None of it makes sense. Saudi Arabia, how many of the people from 9/11 were from Saudi Arabia? I don't know how we can argue Iran can't have this technology, but then Saudi Arabia, it is all obviously gibberish. So these things are going to continue out. I don't see any stop to them. I guarantee we get maybe some kind of reprieve here going into November, but man, that seems wild to me. Oil prices, I think long is the play on oil for the next ever. Could be long on oil for the next ever, perhaps until we actually dedicate ourselves to nuclear or fusion. We come out with fusion reactors. I don't see how there's any other way around it. Flying idiots is a horrible idea. Yeah. You know what, though? Think of it this way, okay? I know you think that, Randy, but think of it this way, right? You have the same amount of idiots driving, but we're all just crammed into little roads. right? We're crammed into like these little corridors. If we add flying, now we have a whole nother dimension that people can fly and not hit each other. I don't know. Just saying. I think maybe we'd have less accidents, at least less collisions. I don't know. All in on Nat Gas. What's up, Psycho Savage? I see you, brother. You sent the first message on TikTok. People don't talk over there. I don't know what they do. Long on Nat Gas. Gas turbines. We can do it. Solar. China's been building solar hand over foot. I don't know why we're not. Yeah, I mean, Waffles, it just obviously AI or some kind of technology is going to assist people. Like computers already assist planes, pilots. Bless them, they do. They do the Lord's work. Their pilots are amazing. They're very talented, but to my knowledge, a lot of what a pilot does is like the takeoff and the landing, and then the rest is pretty automated. Maybe I shouldn't speak. We got a pilot or two out here. Let me know. I'm sure we have some next week. So we have basically no big numbers. We have nothing economic coming out there. No big IPOs today. All that we have is some semiconductor movement. Oil is the top of the headline. All people are looking at, I guess, today. Markets, I think, relatively muted. Next week, the 29th, we have our second FOMC with Wersch. It's going to be a great time. Join here at 1:30 p.m. East, and we're going to be covering that in our typical FOMC style. It's going to be a great time. You're going to be there. We're going to be having fun. We're going to bring our brews. I don't know what else we're going to do. We're going to have scheduled activities. Maybe we'll play kickball. You guys want to play kickball? Play a little kickball? We'll do that. We'll do a little kickball. The towers with mirrors that make heat and boil up turbines. Like in the desert? Yeah. Yeah. Here, you know what? I'll just rant for a minute. If we can find billions of dollars to subsidize fossil fuel, and we can find trillions of dollars, and I will already make this concession that it's a little different, but trillions of dollars to fund our military, why can't we find billions of dollars to just start building solar everywhere where it makes sense? Like, I don't know, how about all new construction has to have solar and we can subsidize it? All new construction, maybe in a certain belt of area. But even not, these panels are getting more and more efficient. And if we were to subsidize them like this, they would get more efficient. We'd have more R&D into them. There'd be more incentive. How about all new buildings? How about all parking lots? All parking lots that are built have to be covered and they have to have panels over them. I don't know. Seems crazy. Seems not crazy, actually. Seems like that's what we should be doing. Putting a lot of money into that and making our grid healthy, decentralizing our power grid. I think it'd be the smartest thing we could do. We have a lot of power grid problems, and I think we obviously need to address those directly, but a little band-aid or at least a buff to it would be decentralize it. Have a little bit of energy generation going on everywhere. Oil companies won't allow it. Exactly the reason that it's not happening. Top spin. Maybe we're at the point in 2026 where we have to actually kick money out of the government. Maybe, here's a crazy idea, maybe businesses just can't contribute to politics, to political, to anyone running for office. They can't contribute to parties. They can't contribute. It's not a crazy idea to take that money out of the hand, like to just not allow that to happen. Think about it for 2 seconds. Why can ExxonMobil give people millions and billions or whatever of dollars? Why can they do that at all? There's literally no good reason other than those people want the money, right? Maybe we should get rid of it. I don't know. Rant over. We'll go into some charts. Oil lobby. Here we go again, Pickle. Let's get rid of lobbying. Let's get rid of lobbying altogether. We don't need that. I wanted to be a lobbyist actually when I got out of college. Let's get rid of lobbying. When I was getting out of college, I was a lot more like, if you can't beat him, join him. Now how about we just keep trying to beat him? Yeah, let's just beat him. You're afraid of Tom because your name's Jerry? Jerry, I'm going to find you, and I'm going to chase you for like 3 decades of cartoonish antics, and maybe we become friends. How does Tom and Jerry end? Does anybody know? Was there ever like an end to Tom and Jerry? I kind of assume that they became friends based on when that came out. Like in the the last episode, they're probably like, let's just be buddies, and like shook hands and it was like, beep, and then it was over. Ooh. Volume adjusted. For some reason, TikTok's volume was blasting, it said. Dude, I will give this to TikTok. They have a really good streaming program. I wish I could stream to other platforms using it, but like, it's like your microphone's too high and you can just like click here and it's like use AI to optimize the volume. Tom dies? No, get out of here. That's terrible. Oh, Tom and Jerry reunited. Yep, they bonded over their thyroid issues. That's actually what happened. That's true. That's true. Anyone that hears this, Tom and Jerry, the last episode, they don't become friends, but they basically put their troubles behind them because they both have thyroid issues. Unofficially, they both die in a train. What? That's grim. Actually, that even kind of adds up with the time period. The time period was full of like weird, dark stuff. If you look back, even in cartoons, it was just like you just kind of like laughed about it. Though it was like, but everyone's okay. I don't know. I don't think anybody was okay at that point. Maybe we should look at oil. Maybe we should just talk about Tom and Jerry all day. Maybe, probably. That give the people what they want. Tom and Jerry. Stop talking about charts and trading. Talk about Tom and Jerry, the cartoon from way before. God, when did that come out? Way before we were born. Oil doing not so bad. Oil doing not so bad here. Long from 67 is looking more and more like we called the bottom. Look at Bitcoin. Give us your take. Sure, we can do that. What's up, Waggly? Nebus? I don't know what Nebus is. If you stick around, maybe we could look at Nebus, but we're not going to start with it. Oil does look pretty good. Oil is maybe the juiciest chart. I mean, I always look at. I'm always down to look at Bitcoin though. Kind of glad I didn't go live yesterday to talk about Bitcoin, because right around when I would have, it would have been the exact top, and then you guys would have been like, "You made the top go in." Bitcoin got everybody excited. I'd say Monday and Tuesday. Got everybody kind of rooting for a move to the upside. I think it's still coming. I think it's still in the loading phase as it has been for forever. For 1 million jillion years. Let's see. We closed the highest daily candle on Bitcoin since June 2nd. Cool. This hanging out here, still a lower high from June 15th. Higher close. Support at the 200-week moving average. That's like the hopium. As long as Bitcoin is above 36.1, there's hopium there. Above the 200-week, maybe we're looking for an uptrend. I don't know about that. We have the FOMC on Wednesday, likely to bring some volatility. Personally, this is going to be related to Bitcoin. On Wednesday, I think that Cherwersh is going to continue. He's either going to continue to talk hawkishly about rate hikes, about inflation not being under control, or he may kind of avoid that altogether and only talk about the task forces. I do see that as a possibility here. Just like completely ignore what they typically talk about. He's made a point to say that he kind of is going to do that anyway. He's going to beat his own drum, giggity. But there's a possibility that all we hear about is the task forces. So far, I think I should actually do some research because I think there was probably some nominations while I was on vacation. So far, the only things I have heard have been nominations to the AI task force. The nominations seemed like pretty mids. They seemed pretty like, I don't know. Like they would be bad nominations for the other task forces if they were of the same like kind of caliber, I think. But because it's the AI one, it's going to be harder to find like true experts, right? Like how can someone be a true expert on AI? Like of current AI, someone in the, I don't know, with OpenAI or someone in the business, CEO of one of those companies. But at the same time, the more of like an expert they would be, the kind of worse I think that they would do on these panels, because they're not going to have like a biased take. They're going to be people super intertwined with those companies and those companies doing well. And I think that they would be unable to produce actual helpful insights. Like their insights would just be like, well, no, AI is going to change everything. It's all good. And it's like, what do you have to back it up with? And it'd be like, well, ChatGPT told me that, you know, something. I don't see like a huge, it's good. That's a hard one to nominate. So I will give passes on that. The other task forces, I hope, are a lot more like qualified, a lot more, have much more history and global and fiscal policy. We'll see. I'll have to look it up. There might be more. There might be some that I did not catch because I was away. Tom in Algeria. Where's SCMI? SMCI entry. We can look at SCMI in a bit. We haven't even really talked about charts yet. Did you ever blow up trading accounts when I first started? Bro, I could still blow up a trading account. Don't you worry about that. Don't you even worry about that. I definitely. So when I started trading, thankfully, I started trading without leverage. That made it much harder to blow up my account. Much harder. If I had leverage, I probably would have blown it. I might not even be here today doing this kind of content because I might have just like lost all my money and been like, well, back to McDonald's, right? Or more likely, I would have like lost all my money and then been like, I hate trading, and then gotten out of it altogether. That's likely. But I've blown up a bunch, yeah. The greatest traders in the world lose trades. The difference, though, between blowing up your account and not blowing up your account is sticking to like really simple rules. If you never risk more than 1% of your account on a trade, you're not going to blow your account up. To blow your account up, you'd have to lose 100 times in a row, right? Doesn't mean you won't eventually lose all your money, but it makes it, at least it slows it down and puts the brakes on you. If you are ever risking, I don't even know, it's kind of arbitrary or like a sliding scale, right? Like what percent, but 1% is just like kind of the go-to. If you're ever risking 10% or 20% or 25% or 50%, like you're going to lose all your money because you're going to lose 2, 3, 4, 5 trades in a row, period. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if you're the best trader in the world. Like everyone's going to have losing trades. Everyone's going to have losing streaks. Everyone's going to have winning streaks if they're able to continue trading long enough. So that's the real secret. I know it's boring. It's not like sexy and fun and like, oh, you just have to be a shark, an ace, and then you'll never lose trades. Nah, man, everybody loses trades. The difference is people bet correctly. How much you bet is the difference between blowing up accounts and not. I haven't gone through Bitcoin. I haven't even gotten even close to going through a chart yet, but that's fine. Charts are really, really slow today. I'm going to put, I think I don't have an SCMI chart. That's the real alpha, though. The best trading advice, the best alpha there is. Wait, copper mines. SMCI might be in. There we go, microcomputer. The best alpha, the best, I don't know, if you ever look at gurus in trading or courses and stuff, like, they're typically never worth some kind of crazy price tag. Because what are they really going to tell you? There's nothing they can really tell you that's like secret coveted information. I think the best thing when spending money on trading education is really to just absorb all the free education you can. But the only thing I think anyone should ever really spend money on is if they're able to have like one-on-one time with someone who's traded for a long time. They don't even have to be the best trader in the world. Just like someone that they can in real time just like talk about trades and like maybe even like do them, hold your hand and do them with you. And then what they're really just doing is reminding you of these simple rules, of these really boring concepts of like, oh, you have $1,000 in this account that you're trading. And then you go to make a trade where you're using, I don't know, $100 of the margin at a time. And they go, no, don't do that. Like, stop. Don't do that. Because you're using 10% of the margin in your account instead of 1. Other than that, man, you could pay $1 million, $10 million, a bajillion million, a fake amount of number to anybody, and it doesn't matter. Like, what more can they do for you? Certainly, there are people with like different levels of knowledge, and maybe you pay maybe like someone who's a successful trader more than someone who's just more of like a coach. But there's no secret sauce, man. There's no magic. There's no silver bullet. There's no like this works every time in trading. You just don't know it, because I know that even I've made videos that have intros that are maybe suggestive of that because it's clickbait. But like there's just sadly nothing. There's just the simple rules. I'll finish this idea and then we'll get into actual charts. The best traders in the world, okay, they all likely use different tools and different analysis. They probably tend to come to similar conclusions, so they all do it differently. But what they all do is they have a little core of concepts that they all do the same. That'd be it. And I'd say the biggest one is how much they're risking. The risk on every trade I can say that actually with 100% confidence, is every successful trader has a similar concept on how much they can risk per trade, period. Because if you don't, you're not a successful trader. You might be a successful trader for a small amount of time. Maybe if you get lucky, a longer amount of time. But like when you put it into like the infinite, into like just for, indefinitely into the future, you get wrecked. There's just no way around it. It might work for years. You might be a successful trader for like 3 years, and then the market turns and all of a sudden everything you're doing doesn't work and you just have a losing streak and you're out. Easy peasy. The University of YouTube. There we go. So there's my rant on gurus. People say I'm a guru. I say no, my name's Tom. I'm not a guru. Yeah. I do think it's funny though. It's like if anyone ever calls himself a guru, they're full of shit. Anyway, moving on. Let's talk about SMCI, Super Micro Computer. I believe they have earnings in August. I thought there was more news on this. What was it? Maybe they're just doing well today. Let's take a zoom out because I have never looked at this chart to my knowledge. Take a zoom. We say they're doing good, and then you look and it's up 8% on the year. That's actually quite a lot for only being here in July. Down 4% last year, up 7% the year before. Looks like 2023 was really the year for SMCI. Was really the year. I'm going to put the yearly open here at 29.96. And then we're going to zoom in. Let's just do a little top down. Bullish engulfing here on the second half of the year. Not going to really add anything else. Let's go down to the quarters. That's a pretty ugly quarter. Honestly, Q2 was kind of brutal. It did trade up massively. It doubled. It went from 22 to 50. But that wick back down, and then you closed for a red year. You rejected the bullish engulf. It's probably not what I was expecting to see. A lot of that downward price action coming from last month, from 51 to 27. We traded lower. And there's our monthly open, 28.28. Scalping looks like 28 to 29, not a bad spot. Still, I'm not quite close enough on this analysis here to like make any calls. We do see kind of a janky flag. I wouldn't really even call it a flag. Maybe we got to do it this way. Janky flag. I don't love it. I'm going to place this high trend here. For the time being, any touches to this high trend are likely profit-taking targets for longs. $50 roughly in this month. Looks like that's going to come down about $1 every month. Into January, it'd be about $45. Likewise, you could look to long the bottom trend. That'd be about $20 to $21 all the way into next year. I gotta fix this. I have two cameras because TikTok makes me use a different one. And this monitor just keeps wiggling. It must be very disorienting for everyone watching that camera. Anyway, down to the week. Nice week. Maybe this is why people are looking at it. Up 31% since Monday. Very nice. Sitting above the 200-week moving average at $37. Right at that $37, we have our golden Fibonacci retracement level. 37.90. Overlapping with the 200-week. I like that. Let's take a look at some oscillators here. Nothing super exciting on RSI. We're just seeing higher lows off higher lows in price. No divergence. Nothing super special going on there. VWAP is reaching towards that zero line with momentum pinching. I think that could suggest on the week here a move to that 37.90. Big old gap. Big gap. Interesting. 618 actually extends over to this gap left back in June. We have a gap below us. 25.58. What happened here? Ooh. Gap fill moved up. Up. On the day. No divergence again. Our 200-day moving average now on the chart at 36. It's looking like a little bit deeper of a retracement. This open gap does not look bad. Get out of here, potential spam. Coiled up. Okay, I'm leaning to 38. Above the 100? Ooh. In the short term, I'd be looking for 33.69. You do have an open gap at 25.50. I would say that's likely the entry. This was a pretty strong breakout from this downtrend here. You can see this very steep downtrend, gapped up, gave us this big green candle here today, up 25%. So that's why people are watching it. That's what's up. SMCI up 25% today. Whew. I would not be looking to long this right now. 25% in the day. Damn, this has seen some huge moves. This is a really volatile stock. June 10th down to 28% in a day. What is going on here? What's the news with this? Who knows? Who knows what the news is over there? SMCI has some CEO scam lawsuit or something. That makes sense. What's up, S. Element? Good to see you, brother. How you doing, bro? Stock degens? Yeah, but what is here? What is happening here? This is a little different. Closed on Tuesday at 25. Actually up to 32. I would not long it, even though that's a pretty big breakout. For me, I think I'd play this conservatively. The boring, unfun route of got a gap at 25. You have this big candle. I rarely trust these big candles. I'll say that we have seen big candles like this do something, put on more upside, and then trap everybody. Oil comes to mind. Oil definitely comes to mind. That trade took a while. But oil definitely comes to mind when I think about that. I think you could take a profit if you're in a position profit taking at 28. I don't know if I feel confident enough for a short. What do you have to have drawdown wise? 16%, 37% now. Something like that. Down to 25. I think that could be done. Vice versa. Take the long at 25. That gets a little trickier. The stop much easier here. You obviously just want to stop below the low of the 17th. If you lose this trend line, you're hitting lower lows, like falling back underneath. But But I'll take that long to what, the 200 day. That's a nice 3.2 to 1, 32% upside, 10% drawdown. Could. I mean, I guess there's another position here too from the 200. Stop above the 200 week, and then look for that 25. There's a bunch of potential plays here, I think. I don't really like any of them today. I don't like any, unless we see further upside on this candle, which I'd almost put money on that we won't. I think I put money on we won't see any further upside on this today. This is, I guess, the only thing people are looking at. It's just like in crypto. You see everything's doing nothing, and you see one altcoin, and that altcoin's up 100% today. It's like the only thing people are looking at. Never. It's always done. Like, it's always done at least that day. Here we go, Amy. How you doing, Amy? How are you, Amy? Are you still making content? It's been a rough time. You can even look at my chat on YouTube, man. Like, we got people here. But like, bear market times for viewers. CBK's here. I love you, brother. You're here like every day. Dark Sai, same. Shout out to you. This is like the goated crew right now. We got D-Lo Brown, S. Bellman. I bet Foxy's out there somewhere, probably lurking. Who else? Who else is here every single day? Sean Money was here in the beginning. Probably got a... There we go. Foxy was just here. He's lurking. Copper's into Copper. We can look at Copper. Echo. 1% of a 10K count seems tough, though. Dude, it is tough. It is. I guess we can get back to... Yeah, he is. Thank you, Psycho. I guess we can get back to ranting about good trading and best trading practices. And if you want that, the next lesson is like... The faster you want to make money trading, the worse it will go for you. The faster you think you should be gaining, and the faster you make decisions, the higher return you want, the worse it will go for you. It really is risk versus reward. It sounds cliche, but the higher risk you go, or the higher reward you go for, you always are taking on more risk. Period. There's no way around it. People say, "Oh, I only have this small amount. I can't only trade, 1% or risk 1%, or else I'll never make any money." Yeah, that's the speed that you'll make. That's the speed that you will make money. Like that's like the only speed. There's no other speed. The other speeds are you just lose your money. You will likely gain. I guess it's just like the casino or lottery tickets or scratch offs, and it's like, yeah, you might win. You might win some tickets. You might pull the lever and get all cherries, and you get a payout. And that then in your head you're like, see, I don't have to go slow. It can go fast. The problem is that nobody ever pulls that lever, wins, I don't know, like $1,000 or something, and then just never puts another dollar in a slot. Does a scratch off, wins $5,000. Nobody ever just never buys tickets again. If you did, then you could roll the dice. Maybe you could roll the dice on like if you're really truly lucky or not, and play them until you have a big win, and be done. But no one does that. I would say no one does that because the mindset and the personality type that are attracted to doing those kind of activities, it's just not going to happen. Those people, they're just not going to do that. Typically, they're chasing dopamine. When you win dopamine, that's why a lot of people do trading. When you win, the dopamine can be very addictive. But that's what gets you. That's what keeps you going. It prevents you from just cashing out and being done. I'm clicking all these waves. I don't know if they do anything. It prevents you from being done. There's only one exception to that rule, and that exception is people who win, and this honestly probably also not true, but people who win like the $1 billion Super Bowl. I would say that would be the one exception where it's like you won and you're out. But I think that even those people end up just going broke, realistically. Maybe it's not buying more tickets, but maybe it is. Like, that's it. You're never going to have a win big enough that you're just like done, because it just doesn't exist. If you somehow had $1 million trade and you saw it grow and grow and grow, wouldn't you take profit? Wouldn't you take profit at 1,000? Wouldn't you take profit at 10,000? Wouldn't you take profit at 100,000? No, only $1 million. Well, then it gets to $1 million, and then aren't you thinking, well, maybe 2 million? And then maybe it goes to 2 million, and then you're like, actually though, if I had 10 million, I would never have to do anything ever again, right? I could just put it in a high yield savings, and the return, the dividends would just cover me for life. And it's always, it just keeps going. And maybe you would pull the trigger at 10 million, but you're not going to make it. You're going to get somewhere, and then you're just going to lose it all. It's all going to go zero. I've seen it over and over and over again with really high risk plays. Money is... Do you ever play econ games? Like econ video games? Like where, I don't know, you harvest resources and then you build resource generators, and then you can build more resource generators from getting the resources, right? It's like it's like that. It builds on itself. You can't just build one resource generator and then have 1 million of them. You have to take every little step on the way. And games make it more fun, and they make it faster, and they make it more enjoyable. But in real life, when you do it, it is slow. Like, you're still making whatever % return on each generator. Maybe I'm getting convoluted here in this explanation. Still making 5% or whatever on the generators that you build. But when you only have 1 or 1 million, it's still the same 5%. You're not all of a sudden getting like 10% because you have a bunch of them. You're building at that same incremental thing. And the more you deviate from that path with risk, the more you deviate from that path, meaning you want more with risk, the more likely you are to just end up losing it. That started out smooth and then it got less smooth. That's okay. I have personally seen hundreds, if not thousands of people do this exact thing. Where they're up, they don't follow any rules in trading, and they're up some large amount, and they're not going to close the trade. They'd never close the trade, and then it just goes to zero. They lose all their money. The real core truth and trick and silver bullet of trading is to just accept that it's going to go slow, and take that slow path. And the problem is, like, at no point can you deviate. You can't just do that for years and years and then be like, now I'm going to risk everything in just one trade or something. Because then you lose and you're down and you feel like, oh, I just lost all this years of progress. And so now I have to make it back. And that making it back is what kills everybody in trading. I got to make it back. I got to so I'll just risk more, and this time I'll win, and then I'll be back up. No, you've already destabilized yourself, and now you're just destined to lose it all. There you go, Chief. Thank you. I had a big win on Theta too. Chief G's Reef says he had 2.5 million from investing 50,000 on Theta. But you just needed one more 10x. Just one more 10x, right? Just one more. And now it's all gone. Yeah, now it's worth what, like probably like a few $100. I feel you. Dollars becoming trash, rates are going up. Yep, rates are going to go up. Maybe not Wednesday, but they're going to go up. Yeah, the biggest thing is to just not lose all of your money in trading before you understand trading. And unfortunately, it's very hard. Copper is having a little bit of a day. Well, a little bit of a month here. Copper is up on the month, doing better than gold and silver. This looks almost identical. Do you guys see this? Maybe I'm just reading into it. Let me know if nope. Let me know if I'm reading into this or if this is real, if you're seeing it. Do you guys see, like here? See here. You see it? It's like this rally high, consolidation, pullback, rally. High, consolidation, down, pullback. I think they look really similar. I think copper is edging to all-time highs. Here's kind of where I'm at though with copper. Copper is currently at the 1618 fib extension. It got within a penny. If it breaks this all-time high, the next logical move for it is to head towards the measured move, or the 2 fib extension. It's at $8.10. $8.10. That's a pretty big move for copper. 20%. 20% move for copper would be pretty brutal. They'd have like crisis intervention for markets at that percent. Yeah, I don't know. Psycho Savage, I appreciate you sending hearts. I also haven't said anything about that. I'm being a bad streamer guy. I need everybody right now, take a moment. I need you to tap the screen, send the hearts. Tap it, 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 tap it. Yeah, tap the hearts. I need you to follow along, subscribe, share the stream out. Follow me on all of the platforms that we're live streaming on. I need you to say hello. I've been neglecting some of these other platforms, so let me see. I think David B's over on Kick. Twitch. No, Twitch is... Ever since they started multi-streaming to all the platforms, nobody's ever over on Twitch. That's okay. David B's there. Nice. Nice. I need you to say hello. I need you to put something in chat. Shout you out. We got the bare bones crew. What's up, J-Duff? Pickle, or not Pickle, Tillin. Tillin joined us. Good to see you, Tillin. Pickle, Matt Grimes. D-Lo. Chef. CBK. What's up? Mr. JFX. Mr. JFX. Something tells me that you're about to try to advertise a group or something. Something that people are... Something. Tap it like you playing Dragonfield. Appreciate you. What's up, man? What's up, Ethan? St. Don. It is a quiet day in markets. Yeah, dude. I don't even ever have the stream pulled up on X. Maybe that's a mistake. I never even have it pulled up because I don't like the way the chat works either. I don't like the way the whole thing works there. It's very unintuitive. But if you're watching on X, say what's up. Say what's up. It's just a slow day. I think it's going to be a slow rest of the week as well. I think Wednesday is going to be the only spice that's coming. Let me shill an ad. All right, BG. Shill the ad. What's up, your owner? Money Sean, there he is. We just charting and chilling, just hanging out. You should give me money so I can live, so I can eat. S&P 500... Still doing nothing. Still doing nothing. Under all-time high. It is feeling more and more like the SpaceX IPO was the top. A lot of the big performers have just stopped performing. Nasdaq broke structure, looking more and more like a diamond. Not what you want to see for continuation. I'll take it though. I don't know. Our bull run's been over for a while, so I'll take it if everyone else's bull run's over. That's fine. Nasdaq chilling. Gold making another attempt. Gold trying to punish my short. Boo, gold. I guess gold and copper, likely silver as well, having a decent week. Well, having a decent 2 days. decent enough. Still under its high from July. I think it's still, I don't think anything's changed here. Just tapping on support. If we see gold trade above 4,200 again, we can start to think about this short not being in play, but no. Still looking for gold to dump farther. It's interesting that metals don't seem to care about the global conflicts going on at all. I think they're just tired. SanDisk, maybe. I hate charts on stocks because they're so like disfigured. There's just so many gaps, and there's the candles like will be higher than the candles from the day before, but the red. Crypto is much cleaner, you know, like if the price moved up, the candle's green. Price moved down, candle's red. Right to the descending trend, SanDisk. What are we thinking? There's some nice divergence there. Kind of looks toppy though. To me, this just like looks toppy. This is the first I'd say kind of pullback here for SanDisk where it hit an all-time high and then failed and then put in lower highs. Like pretty much every other time we've seen it still have an upward bias of these. Like it drops and then we have higher lows and it moves up. Drops, moves up, drops, moves up. This is the first time where you're seeing on like a daily time frame it actually trending down. It's had a great run. Doesn't matter. AI narrative better and better. Is it? Did it get better and better? I don't know. I don't feel like it has. Maybe it has. Elon's rug pull, for sure. Who didn't see that coming though? Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. Elon. Little pop to the descending trend, found resistance. Didn't hit 135 though. They were looking for 112. It does feel like Elon rugged us though, doesn't it? Like SpaceX versus Tesla has now put on 16 days of losses. SpaceX has lost value versus Tesla for 16 days. That's a shitty chart. I do see a potential for a short-term bounce on this valuation. But if it doesn't, I don't even know. If we like close down today and tomorrow doesn't immediately open green, I think you're looking for another 7% loss minimum against Tesla. If not lower. Then they have their stock release in August, yeah, which is coming up. RIP. We say RIP. I'll say RIP to like people who, you know, had equity for Tesla, but they're not wrecked. Like they're wrecked if you think about, oh, they could have sold the high. They're down 50%. But yeah, but they're not wrecked. That's still worth a ton of money. Like their shares still worth a ton of money. Can never compare it to the exact top. Do I trade 1 minute, 5 minute, or 15 minute, Jonathan? Honestly, none of those. No, I did look trading minutes. Not for me. Maybe if I'm just kind of like having fun trading like really small amounts. No, I'm not putting any real money on a 15-minute chart. 15-minute chart where like, I don't know, a guy with 10 grand can like push it around. Nah. Bitcoin. Can you just actually go up? Just go up and like continue up for once. 67. Perfect. Leaving the VWAP for July behind. That's a good sign. $15-minute double bottom. 65.5. 65.5, so it's up it's up 1%. I wouldn't be surprised if it rallies up until Wednesday tomorrow. Right into the FOMC, and then the FOMCs have not been kind to us lately. I think Palantir has got more dumping to do. Next resistance for Bitcoin. I mean, we just hit it. We just hit 66.7. There it is. Pesky little hair there. Know what's kind of interesting here? Our grand bear market trend line, this bad boy right here, crosses the all-time high trend line. Like right on like July 31st or August 1st. Like those intercept right there. It's coming up at 70K, which looks like the 200-day would be like roughly around there. I wouldn't be surprised to see it pop then. When you look at like the next resistance for Bitcoin, there honestly is not a ton going on. I mean, we already hit 67. Like 67.2 is June's swing high from the sell-off. We have been at this price for an incredible amount of time already. It's kind of wild. 50 days. Where were we 50 days here? Only right here. We're kind of past, at least on the weekly. I feel like we're kind of past a lot of that resistance, like right here. Just looking for a weekly close above 65.7. Retake these weeklies, this support, this resistance, this order block. Then you don't have a lot. Like, this is all pretty inefficient. It's just like bounce up, fall down, bounce up, fall down, up, down. When you can get through here, you have a chance to make like a real upward move. I think 67 is really like this is like the resistance. Like this is it. Whether you're on the weekly or the monthly, it's like right here. And then you just don't have a lot above it. You don't have a lot above it till you're all the way up at like 76. You can definitely look at the 200-day moving average as resistance. That's where I'm expecting it. It's all right here. The real question is Bitcoin going to close a second red yearly candle? I'm not sure that's ever happened. Ever. It's never happened. Bitcoin has never closed 2 red yearly candles in a row. So what does that mean? By the end of the year, we'll be at 87? I don't know. Under 93, but above 87. It's kind of a crazy call. Where the pivots for the super duper mega bear trend line. Super duper. Like 69, nice. 69K. $69. Morning star on the yearly. Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree. I don't disagree, but I'm just saying, just in the history of Bitcoin, just never has closed 2 red years in a row. Never happened. 14, 18, 22. This is a large part of why we refer to like a 4-year cycle. This is definitely a driving factor. It's like red, red, red. 4, 4, 4. We did skip one. 2010. Supposed to be red, maybe. There we are. I mean, I guess, are we betting something new is going to happen? It's weird to bet something new is going to happen because it's been so similar to all the other cycles. No bear market, or sorry, no bull market yearly close has ever been back tested by price. I'd put it at 45, 46, 46, 40, 46K. Doesn't seem that impossible, though. Doesn't seem that impossible. Seems pretty possible. I don't think Bitcoin has ever even closed 3 red halves in a row. It hasn't. So what does that mean? Nothing special, actually. It really doesn't mean anything special. The yearly thing, I think, is the best insight. Is unless Bitcoin closes 2 yearly red candles for the first time ever, then it will close above 60, 86, 87. It's kind of cool. Kind of cool. I don't know. Nothing guarantees anything, but it's a way to look at it. I think everyone's expecting 2 red yearly candles. But I don't think many people are aware that's never happened. $74.5, the ETF high. 74. I guess it depends on what exchange, but yeah, they made it right here. It's like 49. 49 would be a very nice place. Be a very comfortable place to see the bottom. What's up, Soft Shell? Good to see you. What a chillin' day. What's up, Sin? What's up, Midwest Picker? Inflation beat is the excuse to cut? I don't understand. Inflation would be the excuse to hike. What's up, Dave Digital? How are you, man? Bless you, brother. Just chilling. What's up, Fourth? Yeah, it's a quiet day. Yeah, this is just a quiet day. I don't have that much to go over today. We have a big week next week. The FOMC on Wednesday. You should be here. You should jump in our Discord, discord.gg/TomCrown. Sign up with our exchange partners, BYDFi. Links in the video description below and in the Discord. You should join the Discord. Let's see. What else is good? Not much. I think we're just going to do that. We'll be live again on Friday unless it gets very spicy overnight or tomorrow. Make sure to tune in. Make sure you subscribe. Notifications on the lookout for more streaming. More exciting streaming coming. Yeah, I think that's it. Y'all have a great day.